Hey Scorpio, this is your general tarot reading for Scorpio, Sun, Moon and Ascendant rising sign for the month of October. Which means for some of you, it's already your birthday, so spin that glitter ball and pop those corks and get the champagne fountain going because happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday dear Scorpio who were born in October, happy birthday to you, happy birthday Scorpio if this is your birthday month, and happy pre-birthday to the rest of you because even though this is Libra season, you're kind of hijacking a lot of the energy. Why? Well, Pluto, your ruler, has decided to go direct on October 3rd in Libra season, saying step away, step aside. It's got to be my time soon. Look, Libra, I love you and everything like that, but step aside. It's almost my birthday, but I'm going to start celebrating early. And you are Pluto, your ruler, going direct on October 3rd. Then on October 3rd, you've got Mercury moving into Scorpio. You've got then on October 8th, Venus going into Scorpio. Then the 23rd, we have the Sun in Scorpio, 28th, new moon in Scorpio. And then on Halloween, believe it or not, if it wasn't scary enough, we've got Mercury retrograding in Scorpio on Halloween. Can you believe it? So like I said, it is Libra season, but you're totally hijacking their energy because I think you're saying, I've had enough. I've had enough. Something has to transform. Something has to change. I've waited too long. Step aside, Libra. Step aside. Because you really, really now feel a huge need to transform. And to transform what? Well, you're getting ready for your new astrological year, which will be coming, say, from the 23rd onwards. But I think you're just really tired of waiting. And for many of you, it's like tired of waiting for some changes to happen in your relationship. Tired of maybe waiting for certain people to change their attitudes or their behavior. Tired of trying to communicate this thing over and over again and nobody seems to listen to, which we've spoken about before. But it's like your energy now, even since the end of September, has been a little bit, oh my God, I'm just so tired. I just need a rest. I just need to get away from it all. And hopefully some of you have done that or plan to do that within the first 2 weeks of October, to take time away, take time out, take time to rest, to get away from it all, to recharge those batteries, because Mars is in there this month on the 4th of October in Libra in the 12th house, the place where you need to go to rest, the place where you need to go to recover and to have some real private time and even seclusion. Maybe there are things that you're putting a lot of energy into this month, Scorpio, that has to be done from behind the scenes. Some of you could be digging for information. Some of you could be really trying to find something out with the energy going on there. Some of you might be very interested in exploring a subject deeper, or maybe even a relationship deeper. It's like, look, let's get away from here. Let's just focus on each other and let's kind of give each other that space to get to know each other better. Even if you're in a relationship or finding a new relationship, it's the same vibe. Let's just have you and me time and let the world get the hell away from us for a while type of energy. Now, I do see the energy here this month. Mercury, Venus, and the new moon in the first house. Your ideas are just brilliant. Your mind is super sharp. You're able to get your ideas across. You're able to communicate clearer now this month, everything that has been coming to your mind. So there are a lot of opportunities for great ideas, great sparks of inspiration, great kind of, wanting to get stuck into solve certain things, solve mysteries too. I know I keep saying that, but it's like your mind is really in there trying to solve something, trying to fix something, and it's going to really work. Some of you could be showing off your brain power a little bit this month too. The energy of maybe going out and doing quizzes or doing some competition or doing an exam or something like that. It's like, show off that fabulous Scorpio brain of yours and kind of knock them dead a little bit with what you know. There's a bit of that. Now, Venus in the first house again, she wants to look good. She loves good design. She loves kind of wearing nice things, feeling like she's got luxury all over her. And she is in the first house and she is giving you that real drive to get out there and shine. Maybe to change your look a little bit, get out there and maybe dress yourself in something new, but to give off some really good first impression where it's kind of more easy. Like, it's Libra season, so there is that energy of sitting back a little bit and letting the good stuff come to you. And that's what you're kind of giving off a little bit here, Scorpio, this month. It's like, it's almost my birthday season. If the good stuff is going to come, then let it come to me. I will just be like Aphrodite or Eros here and just sit back and wait for somebody to feed me the grapes for a bloody change. Because that's another thing. I think maybe since last month, and maybe even for the first 2 weeks, because it definitely changes in the second half of the month. But for the first 2 weeks, speaking of feeding somebody grapes, you could have been nursing somebody here too. Maybe nursing yourself, nursing a flu or a cold, or just feeling like, oh, I've no energy, I'm a bit under the weather. So you could have been taking care of yourself. But some of you could actually have been taking care of somebody, taking care of a family member, your partner, somebody there while they were kind of going through something. Because with Mars in the 12th house, it's a lot of energy into really caring for somebody. Like I said, it could have been you. You could have been really rooting out some stuff that's going on inside you. And that kind of continues at the start of the month. Wanting to go deeper, wanting to understand how you tick, wanting to understand a lot of your own psychological patterns. Maybe many of you wanting to use tarot or other forms of divination tools or anything to do with the occult, maybe, to try to maybe get clarity on what's going on in your life. I know you're saying, well, duh, but that's what I'm doing here, listening to your reading. No, but maybe it's kind of more emphasized for you this month, at the start of the month, and maybe a little bit last month, to really focus on maybe using the healing arts too, dealing with healing and the healing arts, many of you there. But we do have the full moon happening this month on October 13th in Aries. And this could be a huge drive for many of you to do a few things. Firstly, to really, really get your health habits in order. If you have to do a detox, if you have to give up smoking, drinking, bad habits, or kind of procrastinating, not having yourself organized. If you've spotted a habit over the last little while, around the time of the full moon, you say, right, I'm going to go in and I'm going to tackle this. I'm really going to fix this. I'm going to get my health together and my habits together, going to get my little system together. I might maybe organize a few things in my life, organize my office, clean my home, clean my garage, my attic, whatever it is I have to do. Once and for all, something needs to be cleaned up, tidied up. Something needs to have a place and it needs to be put in its place. And in some cases, that could be people too, Scorpio. Maybe around the time of the full moon on the 13th, there might be somebody who might need to be put in their place because you want something to be cleaner, healthier. You want the toxic things and toxic people removed from your life. Now, for some of you, one of the toxic areas that you definitely want cleared up is in your work life. And I think a great many of you could finally make a decision to do with something in your work, to either transform it for the better. It's all in an effort to make your work life better. Maybe it means getting new tools, new systems, new equipment. Maybe it means making a decision to get more organized, going out there to brush up your work skills, or to start handing out your resume to get something new. Because I feel that you have kind of woken up a little bit since last month and maybe the start of October, that many of your problems or your stresses or your bad health habits were actually coming from the stresses related to work. And you're saying, I don't need this. I don't need this in my life. For some of you, there's a feeling here, a little bit of anger around the time of the full moon. Anger, more like frustration, let me say. It's this thing of, I give and give and give and give to my work. I give, I'm so generous, I'm so willing, I'm so helpful. I really give from my heart and my soul. But is the place that I'm pointing all of this generosity and giving and loving heart and tender care to, is that place the right place? Or could I be in a better workplace where I'm allowed to be that person, where I'm allowed to be helpful, where I'm allowed to maybe problem solve or care for somebody, or even just deeply care about the work that you're doing. So I feel it's like a whole new level of rearranging something. There's a plan being drafted up. There is a system being organized. There is clarity coming. There is definitely clarity coming. And hopefully, now I cannot promise this, but hopefully around the time of the full moon, the 13th, maybe some of those health issues might either resolve themselves, perhaps, or that you could start treating them kind of in a better way. You should finally go to see your GP, your doctor, your health practitioner. Always, if you're in doubt, always go to your health practitioner. And maybe for some of you, you're finally giving up and saying, okay, I'm not going to just try to take care of this thing myself. I will go and get professional help about this. So that's for some of you, okay? But it's all very positive. It's all in an effort to transform. And with Pluto going direct this month in the third house of kind of putting oil on the wheels, like saying, no, let's get this done. Let's transform this shit. Let's take the stress out of some of my health worries, or maybe other people's health worries that I've been taking care of them for, Let's take the stress out of my work life. Let's take the stress out of my life. And you're on it. You're on it, Scorpio. You're really on it. Yeah. Some of you, I still feel with Uranus there in Taurus, Uranus retrograding in Taurus in the 7th house. Some of the stresses could be coming from people very, very close to you. Close friends, close family members, or maybe even a partner, because what's happening there is very unplanned, unpredictable. It's like, I can't seem to grasp how this bloody thing is moving, how they're operating. I can't grasp what's gone wrong here. But this month again, you're digging deep and you're going to get it all figured out. Well, most of it figured out. We will never ever figure out Uranus, but at least we can try. With a bit of control, and you're brilliant at that, Scorpio, we may not be able to predict everything, but with a little plan and a little bit of observation and a little bit of control, maybe you can start predicting certain things that have gone a little bit chaotic in your life and start to put some level of order into it. So it's really wonderful. Now, another card hopped out there. Transformation. The world is definitely transforming for you in a very positive way. More cards coming out there. And I really like it. Now, in the second half of the month, really everything starts kicking off, I feel, Scorpio. We're just waiting on 4 cards, by the way. You have, I feel, just so much success when you're out there getting something moving, getting something done. It's like that feeling of finally being free of being constricted, having your hands tied, not being able to say something, not being able to do something, not being able to get something moving. Second half of the month, that really kicks off. Some of you might be interested in getting, look at the Pluto Scorpio card coming out there. That's your card in the tarot, making an appearance. Some of you might be interested in maybe getting a new vehicle, new bike, new car, new mode of transport, or maybe paying for travel tickets. It might be a thing. That's really kind of thing. It's like I definitely need a vacation. I definitely need maybe a second vacation. I had a vacation, now I need a vacation after that vacation. So there's a feeling of that. But certainly there's great positivity, particularly around the 15th, for maybe new contracts, getting to do a new project with somebody. Or even if you're doing it on your own, there's that feeling of, this is almost like a dream come true. I can make my dreams come true. I can do this. I can put the wheels in motion. I can push this. I can make this happen. So that's very, very good. Maybe you and another person collaborating to start a new project, but it's a new thing that you're very, very passionate about. And again, I keep feeling this thing of bringing your brain power into this. That wonderful Scorpio mind is very active this month. Maybe some of you, on a very, very, very kind of trivial note, some of you could win. It's like win a competition because of what you've learned or what you've studied, like a quiz or passing an exam. Do I mean passing a huge exam? I'm not so sure, but more like passing a driving test or passing something like that. You know, it could be very positive for you. This card hopped out, Mars, okay. But again, communication is really strong this month. Maybe dealing with brothers, sisters, family, in-laws might come into the fore in the second half of the month. And again, it just all seems to flow that bit better. Everything, the communication, something is moving where something might have been stuck in your communication with family, friends, close relatives, anything like that. But it all starts being good. One little glitch, we have the new moon in Scorpio on October 28th, and it could be a moment where some of your wishes, some of your dreams, some of what you want to push out there into the world could be clashing a little bit with your partner, your business partner, or other people in general. They might not be as supportive perhaps as you'd like them to be, because you're saying, this is my wish, this is my new beginning, this is what I want to do. But sometimes other people just don't have the vision that you have, Scorpio. So if you're running into a little bit of a clash towards the end of the month about you wanting to start something fresh and you're not getting the kind of thumbs up from people, don't give a shit about that, my love. Don't care. You just keep going, because later down the line, I think they'll all do better. Now, money is quite a good thing, I feel, for you too this month. Maybe some good turn up for the books with your work and money. Maybe it could be a few things. It could be like extra money coming through work, maybe finding new clients or getting something. Do I see it as a promotion? I'm not so sure. Maybe it's a new job or maybe new equipment that helps you with your work. But there's money in your work definitely featuring strongly this month. Something that you're doing in work will bring in money. But also for some of you, if there was any litigation and money was involved, I think around the time of the full moon, around the 13th and there onwards, some of you might get some positive news about, I feel it's like winning a fight, winning a court case, or even if it's not related to money, it's like winning your good name. Or if somebody tried to put your name down or tried to maybe say something negative about you that could have been painting you in a bad light, around the time of the full moon, I feel something gets cleared right up and you get your good status back. You clear your name, or you have that real moment of kind of explaining to people, hey, leave me out of this. This was nothing to do with me. You know, if you feel like talking about me, then I will fight back. I feel that I will fight back. Is it a heavy fight? No, but it's more like I will put this person in their place. I will clean this up. I will not let anybody say negative things about me or kind of even jokingly say, oh, well, you always do that. And you say, I beg your pardon. No, I don't. There's that feeling of correcting. There we go. Correcting somebody. And feeling confident about that, saying, how dare you, how very bloody dare you try to say that about me or do that about me. Is it a big thing, Scorpio? I think it's just a minor annoyance more than anything else, because I think for the most part, the energy this month is just very, very positive as the moon came out there. Now, we have all the cards we need, my love. So let's go over to your birthday and pre-birthday cards, and here to the grand overview. Ta-da! There we go. So Scorpio, let's begin. So some of you have been losing sleep over something that's, again, that feeling of an erratic situation, an argument that isn't being had, words that aren't spoken. We have gotten this before, Scorpio. Losing sleep because you can't say your piece, because you can't argue about something, maybe because you can't find the right way to say your piece or clear the air, and maybe even for some of you, clear your name of something. There's this feeling of, I can't just go in on it. I can't just figure out how to say something that needs to be said. Scorpio, I get the feeling that there is somebody irritating you, bothering you, really grinding your gears, but you're not having it out with them. And because you're not having it out with them, all that tension and, all of the scenarios that you run in your mind of how you're going to get revenge on them maybe, or how you're going to get to them, that plays in on you. And some of you have been losing sleep. Mars there in the 12th house. Losing sleep because of the stress of not being able to say something to somebody, or to be able to organize something, to clear something, and maybe in some cases not to be able to have fun with something. It's like something has stopped being fun. Something has stopped being okay. Something has stopped being a joke. It's like it's not funny anymore. I can't laugh this off anymore. This just isn't funny anymore. And it's annoying you and bothering you and really getting to you. It's again that thing that we often talk about, Scorpio, that feeling of why is nobody listening to me? And even with Mercury, the intelligent part of ourselves, in the first house, Venus in there, these are smart energies, the new moon in there, it's all there, and it's saying, and still, they're not listening to me, and still. It's like a scenario, I feel, Scorpio, where there is a mess that you're not able to fix. But if somebody let you in, you'd be, oh, I'm so delighted I can go in and fix this. I know exactly how to fix this. We touched upon this last month, I know. So we're still dealing with that feeling of, why are they making it so difficult? Why do they make their lives so difficult? Maybe in the workspace, why are they making it difficult? I also sense with the workspace, there's a lot of egos going on there. A lot of egos, The ego has landed. A lot of egos. But yet for some reason, you're not able to tackle this. Because maybe some of those egos, it's like they just turn up, they have prime positions perhaps in the workplace, but they're just turning up for the glory of the work. They're not doing a damn thing. In fact, some of you could be doing all the work while somebody just sachets in and looks the part. And what I feel, Scorpio, is that feeling of looking up maybe at bosses, managers, CEOs, directors, whoever they are, and going, you're just all a bunch of idiots. You're a bunch of idiots. You haven't a clue what's going on here at this level. So probably that's why some of you can't say what needs to be said. Too many egos, and maybe not the right opportunity for where you are now to say something to somebody there. Now, if you work for yourself, it probably is the same situation, dealing with clients or dealing with investors or maybe business partners, where you're saying the ego is just way too much. Can they not just do their bloody work and shut the hell up, So that's very strong for some of you. And I think that's what the full moon wants to bring you this month. It's an Aries full moon. Aries always wants to assert themselves. Everybody says Aries, angry, the angry one. But really what it is, it's asserting yourself. It's having enough self-confidence to know how to take care of yourself in a situation. Knowing that there's a level playing ground. Knowing that anybody is fair target. Just because they might be a boss or this or that, or a top client or a top investor or whatever they're still people. They're still, let's meet eye to eye. If you're kind of rubbing me up the wrong way, then we're going to talk. It doesn't matter what our official status is, we're going to talk. So there's that feeling, I feel, for many of you when it comes to work particularly, of we're going to have this out. We can do it calmly. Yes, it's Libra season. I know I have hijacked a lot of it. I know I have, sorry Libra. But we need to talk. We definitely do. Same thing with relationships. I also feel that thing of behavioral things going on within the relationship that you're not happy about, but yet you're not talking about it. There's a feeling of you being quiet and watching, if I say it to them and if I keep saying it to them, then they'll just think I'm nagging them. They'll just think that I'm going on and on and on and on. But every time I say it to them, they don't do anything. They just keep repeating the same shit. So it's the frustration, Scorpio. Do I feel a lot of anger? The place where I feel anger is in you. I don't feel you getting angry with people outside this month, but rather using that kind of full moon Aries energy to get strategic and to have your say, so that you're not losing sleep. You know, it's a good moment, say up to the second half of the month, to make sure that you're sleeping okay, to make sure maybe that the sleeping conditions that you have are right for you, that you can sleep peacefully at night. It's very important, you know, because before you enter your birthday season, you want to be rested, definitely rested. Now, we'll go on. So the adventurer, the fire knight, the one who's on a mission to do what? To turn his life around and bring something very, very positive back in his life. This is that feeling again that we talked about earlier, Scorpio, of if anyone's going to do this, I have to do this. I have to take the reins. I have to take control and I have to organize this. If something positive is going to turn in my life, then again, it's me organizing it. It's me being on an absolute fire mission to go where I need to go, do what I need to do, clear what needs to be cleared, clear the air. It needs to happen, and I'm passionate. For many of you, it's like this great big passion coming in right from the start of the month to turn your life around. I just really feel that, Scorpio. Turn something around in a big and meaningful way. And it's you driving it. And if you're driving it, of course it will succeed. But before it can succeed, it needs to be organized, strategized. Things need to be cleaned up. You need the right tools, the right equipment, the right ideas, the right shape, the right form, the right conversations, the right people. It's getting all your pawns and pieces together on the chessboard right in a good order before you can start playing this new game, it seems, Scorpio, that you're about to enter in when your season kicks off. It's like pieces are all being put in position, like the actors in a theatre. Places, everybody, places. No, you stand there, you stand there. So it's a bit like that, getting all the cast in their places, you know. Mid-month. So what's this guy doing turning up here? Well, this is Saturn, and later we do also have Pluto, all sitting there in the third house, Capricorn card. And I really, really feel mid-month, it is again, it's your motivation, it's your energy, it's your drive, it's your willpower to turn your life around and get you out of a bad situation that's going to make it work. It's this feeling, Scorpio, of a kind of wake-up moment where you feel, it's a very strong feeling of, nobody is going to do this for me. If it's going to get done, I can't wait for anybody to come in and do it for me. Now, you're very good usually like that, Scorpio. You're not usually one who waits around for other people to do things for you. But this is almost like that thing of, it's almost an accelerated feeling of, I'm not waiting around. I'm not waiting around for somebody to change. I'm not waiting around for people to pick up the slack. I'm not waiting around for the conditions in work to change. I'm not waiting around to see if maybe something will improve. I've got to take the bull by the horns here, and I've got to drive this. If I'm going to get myself in a better position with my relationships, with my family, friends, with my work, with my money, then it's me doing this. I need a plan, and I need to implement that plan. It's a very interesting combination here, because here you have the ruler of the underworld, and here you have the goddess Inanna, who is escaping from the underworld. But she knows that to escape it, she's got to let go of a lot of things. She went through the underworld, and to pass through the different gates, to pass through the different levels, she had to remove a certain object, clothes, jewelry, all the things that identified her as who she was. And there's this feeling mid-month, Scorpio, of you having to peel away a little bit from what it is that you so identified with that is now trapping you. It once gave you great comfort, it once gave you great hope, it once gave you great pleasure even. But there's a feeling of now it's gotten stale, it has gotten too comfortable, and the thing that I've identified myself with is now the very thing that's holding me back. So you could identify strongly with the work that you do. This is what I've always done, this is what I do, what would I do if I wasn't this? You could identify strongly with being in a relationship. Well, if I'm not in this relationship, then who am I? If my children grow up and they leave home, then who am I? If my children are starting school and that, who am I? So it's that big thing that happens mid-month. If I make a big change in my life, then I have to re-identify with something new. And this is a power move, Scorpio. Am I telling you to definitely leave your job or definitely leave a relationship? Absolutely no, it's not that. It's this thing of get unstuck, because this could be an absolute key to the door through to the next level for you. It is identifying, and you doing all that digging work before your birthday arrives. What's going on? Sun, Mars in the 12th house. What is holding me back? Psychological blind spots, and absolutely digging deep to find out what has been holding me back. For me, again, it's that thing of realizing that it's the over-identification with something now that no longer serves you. It's no longer you. Stay with it, and you're identifying with the past. You're making no progress. And with all the energy in the second half of the month of being lit up, starting new things, making progress, lots of good things coming your way, lots of good news, lots of new opportunities to get projects moving, to get moving. Maybe even for some of you, the singles, to fall in love from about the 15th of October onwards. There's very strong energy to find a new relationship. But if you're still identifying with the old ideas, the old concepts, the old methods of working, if you're self-employed, the old tried and tested, not keeping up with the times, move it, my love, move it. Just like the Sumerian goddess Inanna. She leaves everything behind and she says, so long, look at her, head over her shoulder saying, bye, bitch, bye, 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 bye. I am now marching, like the majorette, is that what they're called? Yeah, swinging her baton and saying, I am marching to the beat of a different drum now. And I am going. You see there we have all the fixed signs. The fixed signs, Leo, Taurus, Aquarius, and there's you, Scorpio. And she's moving there towards something that's more fixed, more stable. So it feels like you might think it's a risk to stop identifying with who you used to be, but yet it seems like it's a much bigger risk to your life and your happiness and your sanity in some ways to stay identified with the past. It's far healthier to be like a Nana. Come on, Nana, dance your way into that new way of expressing yourself, really. Because when you do, I feel, Scorpio, something is changing form. I feel for some of you, it's like giving up on an old thing to try to come up with some new ideas so that you can bring something new out there in your life, a new start to the relationship, maybe even a new relationship, a new system of organizing your life, a new way of running your life. You're the CEO of your life, Scorpio, so how are you going to manage it in a new way? This is brainstorming. This is coming up with some fabulous ideas on how you can fall in love again with the things that you're doing in your life, with the situations in your life, and with the people in your life. Reconnecting in a deep and meaningful way, and figuring out how to bring that into form. See, this card very often means things that are just in the idea stage, but they're very strong feelings. It's like, I feel it in my blood and my bones. This has to happen, but it hasn't happened yet. So there's a real feeling around mid-month where you're saying, I've got to start getting this great idea or great move. Sorry, Scorpio. I've got to start making this new move a reality. And I'm going to do it because I will get a victory if I turn this around and do it right. This could be an event. Maybe some of you are also going to mid-month, maybe a pre-birthday event, or maybe a Libra birthday or some other event. There is an event. You going out, having dinner, celebrating with friends, doing something. And at that very moment, I think it could be a conversation that you have with somebody that again spurs you on further to say, right, that's the end of how I used to do things. I'm starting over. I'm absolutely ending something. And cheers to that. Look at them. They're all saying, yeah, cheers to that. Good for you. Let's drink to that. You know, the end of something. And using some force to turn this new thing. I feel whatever it is, Scorpio, it's like you even feel it. You feel like something new is about to happen. And what I like is that you're recognizing before that can happen, you must say goodbye to the old. It's like clear the decks and start over. Now, here we go. Pluto, Scorpio, and Mars, Pluto, Mars, Scorpio and Aries. Some of you could be actually dealing this month. We have Capricorn, Sun, Moon or Ascendant. We also have Cancer, Sun, Moon or Ascendant. Now we have also Scorpio and Aries, Sun, Moon or Ascendant. Some of you, on a literal level, could be coming in to save the day for somebody who feels very disempowered. This could be you. Sorry, Scorpio, bloody camera cut out. But I was just saying there's a feeling of you standing up for the underdog, the disempowered, the ones who don't feel that they can handle something going on in their life. Towards the end of the month, I see you standing up for them. But the other thing this means, it's very, very strong with Pluto, your ruler going direct this month. There's a feeling particularly to do with work. It could be to do with family, friends, or whoever it is that you identified that there's a major ego vibe happening there, major ego, and you haven't dealt with it as we spoke about before for one reason or another, but coming towards the end of the month, I feel you're going to deal with it. I really do, because this is you back in your full power again, riding up to those ego trip vibes, those people, and saying, well, I was away for a while. Did you enjoy your ego trip while I was gone? Bring back any souvenirs? Well, I'm back. And this means your ego trip is over because I'm putting an end to that. You can go and have the other ego trips, go off and do your own thing, but not on my watch, not where I'm at and not where I'm concerned. I'm putting an end to this thing of somebody pulling an ego trip on me. Yeah, no more ego trips. Yeah. Even if you do bring back those souvenirs, no more. But we close off the month with you coming to the conclusion. There is an end to something. Definitely. Something is transforming majorly. And it's been driven by this Aries full moon. And even by the new moon in Scorpio on the 28th of October. This feeling of, I've seen so much and I've learned so much. And it's been a long year. It has. It's been a long year. It's been a long 10 months, particularly for some of you. And there's that feeling of, it's over. It's over because what has been shown to me this month is that I have to take better control over these situations, that I can handle it. And it might hurt a little bit, Scorpio, because when we finish the month, you might be entering into, say, full energy Scorpio season, with you looking back and saying, why did I put up with that for so long? Why did I endure that? Why did I not deal with it before? Why did I not? Don't give yourself a hard time. We've already somebody here on an ego trip. Don't you go on a guilt trip. There's no need for that. Absolutely no need, because what you've learned, what was shown to you, what was revealed to you very strongly this month, it might have a strong emotional impact on you. But for me, it's the feeling of, well, now I can let that go. Now that's coming to an end. Now it's over. Now it's finished. Now the moon has taught me how to assert myself more. Now I am back on the saddle again, and I know how to handle things with confidence, with pride in myself, with a feeling that it's okay sometimes just to take care of myself a little bit more. I can still consider other people's feelings, I can still consider other people, but at the end of the day, I really do have to, in many cases, put myself first and not feel like that's a selfish thing to do. And maybe that's a big lesson that's revealed to you that helps you put something finally to rest. Because as we enter Scorpio season, it will be all about you. All about you. And that's the way it seems that it should be. You know, so Scorpio, that was really nice. I love that there's transformations happening. I love that you're waking up to this whole thing of not letting other people have ego trips maybe over you, and finally emerging and re-identifying with something completely new in your life. That's a big shift for you. For a fixed sign, that's very often difficult to do because it's a whole uprooting of your life in some way, but roots can be put into new ground and you can flourish again and will flourish again doing something new by the time your birthday comes around, my love. So I love it. Now, Scorpio, you know these are just the general energies of the month. Of course, by now you know where to go for the deeper understanding and insights to what's going on. You come to the Vimeo readings, the deep read. There's a link below in the description box. Click into it and come along to the Vimeo reading, the deep read, and we'll get stuck into all the different sections. We'll talk about what's going on in your relationships. For the singles, we'll see if there's love and attraction happening in a month where it could be very likely. We're going to talk about your money and your career, another big one happening this month, family, friends, everything that we didn't talk about here. We will dig a little bit deeper and do that in the Vimeo readings, the deep read. Come along, click the link below, and I'll see you over there. But otherwise, Scorpio, I'm going to leave you with a happy birthday and a happy pre-birthday. And as always, I'm going to leave you with all my love and a great big birthday kiss from me to you. Until next month, my gorgeous. Bye.